Okay, let's rock. There you go. Share screen. There. Now let's put on maps. There. Hello to you all. We're streaming live from the beautiful city of Maastricht, where they had made the euro, right? So let's talk about the reality of stuff, right? Let's zoom out a bit. There you go. That small country is the Netherlands, right next to Germany and Belgium and the UK, of course. So the reality is we are in a European Union, if you don't include the United Kingdom, right? They left the European Union. So we are in a European Union. And what is on the drawing board of the world government, right? Well, they have the North American Union, that is Alaska, Canada, United States, and Mexico, right? That's the North American Union. Here you guys go. North American Union. Basically the same as the European Union, but then in America. And Washington, D.C. is the state capital, just like we have in Brussels, right? So that's on the drawing table. That's why they're trying to get rid of the guns and disarm America. Now, if you, they are doing this in stages, right? It's going to take a few years, and they have the time, you know. They have this on the agenda, the, centralization of power, Canada, U.S., and Mexico as one union, also backed under another currency. They're going to drop the dollar. So, and this is going to take a few years, but they're well ahead on their path, even though Texas and other states tried to stop it. We'll just find another route. So that's that, right? The North American Union. Now, how can you control the world if you have these loose countries? You can't. So every continent has their own union. You have the South American Union, right? Union of South American Nations. So there you go. The Union of South American Nations, right? Basically the same as the European Union and the North American Union. Now, what about Africa? How do you control that? Well, you have an African Union. There you go, African Union, which is also the same as the Union of South American Nations and the North American Union, right? So this is how they centralize power, What about Asia, right? Lots of countries there. There are loads of countries in Asia, right? So does Asia have their own union? Do you think so? Do you think Asia has their own union? Well, you have 2 seconds to guess. Yes or no? Do they have their own union? Yes or no? 1, 2. Well, I didn't hear any answer, but here you go. The Asian Union, right? Asian, which is basically the same as the European Union, African Union, and the North American Union. So this is also a collective of countries, right? And yeah, this is how they started out. Now, if you see the Asian Union, you don't see China in the Asian Union, right? This is not what China wants. China has other things on their mind, you see? So therefore, they are basically listed as an enemy. So this is interesting. Myanmar, right? Used to be Burma. Now in Myanmar, there's a coup going on. You have the coup government that is basically killing off their own people. Let's see. Myanmar news. Myanmar's military government executes 4 pro-democracy activists. You see, this is what's happening in Myanmar, and let's put that on Google. Here you have Myanmar. It's near Thailand, China, and India, and there's also another country, Bangladesh. So there you have Myanmar. And in the south of Myanmar, you have a group trying to fight off the coup government, right? So we're going to take a look at this year.
A move perhaps to evoke fear, instead sparking rage. Months after sentencing political prisoners to death in secretive trials, Myanmar's military junta followed through, executing 4 democracy activists, among them one of the most well-known voices for the people, Ko Jimmy.
I'm really heartbroken and devastated because we lost a really valuable and courageous democracy activist.
Not just an icon to Huai Ninh, the daughter of another prominent activist, Ko Jimmy was a close family friend.
My dad is currently in prison at the moment. I can't imagine how he must be feeling. You know, this is his very close friend. It's like a brother to him.
It's not known exactly when the men were put to death or how, but among pro-democracy supporters, the impact is undeniable.
Our bloods are boiling today.
Anger at the military, which seized power more than a year ago, and at the wider international community for its perceived inaction.
It's just words, you know. It's like, oh, we will do this, we worry, we did that, blah, 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 you know. It's nothing in action.
Today, there were more words, including from Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly, who tweeted, "Canada condemns the Myanmar military regime's reprehensible acts of violence, including executions."
This is coming from a Canada government official. Oh my God, man. They froze bank accounts of Canadians that were standing up for their country, you know. And now you have some government official saying reprehensible acts of violence. I mean, come on. What did the Canadian government do to its own population, huh?
Whether or not they do more than release statements, inside Myanmar, the executions have fired people up.
the military calculated that it will create fear in people and it will stop uprising and it will stop the revolution, but in reality, it has an opposite effect.
And perhaps
You see, this is what I was talking about. The south of Myanmar is fighting back.
4 deaths will give those fighting for democracy new life. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, London.
So there you have that. All right, that's Myanmar. And here you go. Used to be Burma. And very, very sad thing to see. And there were also some fighting in Libya, right? Libya fighting. Several killed in clashes between Libyan armed groups. Well, we supported these groups, you know, and now they're armed and quite bored. There's still no government in Syria, and you know, people fight against each other. Yeah, this is my property, man. You got to get out of here. You know, this is what happens.
This is the aftermath of 2 days of sporadic fighting in Tripoli. Mohammed says he and his family were trapped in the crossfire on Thursday and Friday.
We were living in fear. Some families were stuck inside and others were able to get out. Only God knows what we went through, and as you can see, many homes were damaged.
The violence between the Special Deterrent Force and the Presidential Guard broke out when rival groups traded blame for kidnappings. Both are part of the Libyan government's fragile security services. Fighting took place in heavily populated areas. Health officials say women and children are among the victims.
The UN Special Advisor on Libya, Stephanie Williams, says she is outraged by the violence, adding that civilians must be protected and perpetrators held accountable.
Prime Minister Abdelhamid Dbeibeh has suspended Interior Minister Khalid El-Mazin of his duties until an investigation is completed. He's been temporarily replaced by this man.
We've established a committee to assess the damages incurred by private citizens so they can be reimbursed. We've launched an investigation into this incident and have developed a security plan so that events like this won't be repeated.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. We don't want the violence. We don't want the violence to come back to Libya, right? So there you have that. You know, there's a lot going on in the world. Let's take a look at Scammer Payback. This guy is quite cool. He calls up these scammers and hacks them. You know, so he's live now.
Let me see here. Stream one. Let me see here. New folder. Stream one. Okay. Start recording.
I don't know if that's allowed because of the music in the background. You know, I hope it's copyright free. But oh well, who cares? We're here to give news.
Love you guys. So happy to have y'all here. I see you guys in the chat. So we have so much in store as well. So not only are we going to call a bunch of scammers, we have victims we're going to be saving. We have scams we're going to be intercepting. We have scammers we're going to be monitoring. Have I seen Jim's face? Yes, I have. And we have a very special surprise, probably for Thursday, maybe Friday, probably Thursday. We have a very special surprise that we're going to do some call centers. So it's going to be really fun. This is going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. If you haven't checked it out, also go to RHTVLive. You'll be able to see the main call center right here with everyone walking around doing their thing. These are all scam baiters. There's also scam baiters in different rooms. So up here, Jim is up in there in the dark room hiding. Next to Jim is Trilogy Media, and then next to Trilogy is Modern Paul. But we're going to all be out in the center tomorrow, calling a bunch of victims, potential victims, saving people. It's going to be amazing. So today we're...
Yeah, this guy's cool. You know, he's cool. So we're going to take a look around on YouTube. Let's see what else is on, right? Project Veritas is suing CNN. Very interesting. Pregnancy scare, Kamala Harris says something so dumb it hurts. Well, that's fun to look at, right? So we're going to take a look at this here.
So dumb that it actually hurts. We're going to show it to you. Before I do, if you're new here, hit the red button down below to subscribe. Then tap the notification bell so you're the first to know the next time Kamala Harris says something absolutely stupid. Before I get to that, I have a special announcement for all my seniors. I want to give...
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. We don't need your commercials. We want the news, man. There you go.
Kamala Harris isn't exactly a wordsmith, Hal. She is almost more like a word salad bowl with how poorly she speaks and explains things. Now, she's trying to explain pregnancy to America, and the results are hilarious. NextNewsNetwork.com reports this week the vice president spoke with progressive YouTuber Brian Tyler Cohen about what the White House is doing coming into the midterms. During the interview, she was asked a number of questions, but one noticeable moment happened when Harris made it clear that women are getting pregnant every day in America, and this is a real issue. She said, that's a quote. It's a very obvious point and seems in line with some of the vice president's gaffes. Here's that moment.
To put it in law, there may be litigation, but we will be in a much better position than to not do that. And, you know, listen, women are getting pregnant every day in America, and this is a real issue, and we need to act with a sense of haste about what is at play, what is at stake, and codifying Roe will be an important moment in terms of...
Oh my God, too many babies! Too many babies! Oh my God! Oh man. These people are weirdos, man. They're sickos. They'd rather sacrifice a baby than to help one, you know. It's weird, man. Weird. Sickos. So you don't have control over me, Miss what's her name? Miss Kamala Harris. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. We got Sidestep Adventures. Let's see what's going on over there in Georgia, the deep, deep woods of Georgia. Let's see.
No.
It's like brick material.
That's brick.
Yep.
That's brick.
This brick, that's brick.
Yep.
We're standing on a chimney pile.
Yep.
I told you. If I had my house, I'd put it right up in here.
That's right. What do you think, this is roadbed or terrace?
See how the brick pile's right there?
Yeah.
The chimney pile's right there. I'd have to say it's a terrace. I would have said it was the road cut, but that's definitely a chimney.
It could have been scattered too when they were messing
You know, here's
with
another thing is,
That's what I like about Sidestep Adventures. He goes into the woods and finds all these graves and, you know, cleans them up.
well, look at where that tree is. That's the original level down there.
Yeah.
This could have been, terraced up.
Yeah, for sure. A
And
terraced
then
front
behind
yard.
the property, the house could have sat right there. Or right, probably run.
Yeah, it's guessing. It's guessing. You need blueprints to see that. So let's see what this is here. What is that? Like a crashed UFO or something? Oh well. Always fun to look at Sidestep Adventures. Very interesting stuff he's got there. Let's see what else we got. Paul Joseph Watson also has very interesting stuff. I think we already played the videos. Let's see. It's back. What's back? Let's see. Go back to the beginning.
You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
Yeah.
This continues to be a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
Joe Biden, double masked, quadruple vaxxed, COVID positive.
You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
But don't worry, he's taking Paxlovid, the same drug that Anthony Fauci took after he caught COVID, after being quadruple vaxxed, and then caught COVID again 2 weeks later. 100% safe and effective.
They're safe and they're highly effective.
Meanwhile, here in the UK, we're subjected to the same old broken record. COVID cases rise a bit. Experts call for the reintroduction of COVID restrictions. COVID cases fall without any of those restrictions being reintroduced. And they go quiet again. COVID cases rise a bit again. Experts call for the reintroduction of COVID restrictions again. Same old shite again and again and again. Rinse, wash, repeat. Are they ever just gonna let it go? No, they've created a generation of hypochondriac cult members. Look at this idiot. He posts a 13-tweet thread about his experience with this dangerous illness. Someone asks him how he caught it. His response: pretty certain gas station restroom while my Tesla was charging, and I adjusted my mask while in there. Likely forgot to hold my breath as I usually do.
Oh my
What?
God.
What? We laughed at people who replaced their mask after every bite to eat. You've still got weirdos out there holding their breath while they adjust it, literally frightened of breathing without their face nappy. Pathetic. I still see people wearing masks outside in boiling hot summer temperatures, when all mask rules in the UK were dropped 6 months ago. They're like
That is pretty pathetic, And still, people are frightened. People are traumatized. People get to see violence every day on TV, right? You get to hear that you're ugly, and you get to hear this and that. Violence and sex on TV, 24/7. 24/7 sex, 24/7 violence. What do you guys want? Sex and violence. Yeah, that's what happens, And all these barbaric people, they even play it in video games and stuff like that. It's dehumanizing the other person. All right. So this is the plan. This is how they separate the people. They dehumanize people. And if they have no answer to you, they deem you as a right-wing racist and or left-wing. I've been named both, so. Let's see what else Paul Joseph Watson has to say.
Japanese holdouts still fighting the war years later. London GP calls for return of face masks and says new variant is making people sicker. Really? Here's the graph of COVID deaths since the start of the pandemic. The current variant caused a brief spike in deaths, which is already declining, and one that is significantly lower than Omicron deaths, and orders of magnitude lower than 2020 and early 2021 deaths. Why are you lying? Something definitely is making people feel sicker. Our media just hype.
Why are you lying? That is a very good question, Paul Joseph Watson. Why is the media lying? Well, they're not really lying, are they? You know, they're just distorting the truth. And that is bad. That is really, really bad. Because, you know, people that do have interest in news and do try to give accurate news, people are like, you're a right-wing conspiracy theorist and all that. You know, it's amazing. Really is amazing. So let's take a look at We Are Change, who also has very interesting videos. I was just watching his newest video. This is beyond Orwellian. And we're going to take a look at a few minutes of this film here. And we need to roll back a bit. So we're going to take a look at two globalists, right? This nerd over here is the right-hand man of Klaus Schwab, whatever his name is, you know, and he thinks he's a god, talking about robots and stuff like that. Very, very scary, you know.
God managed to create are organic beings. All these trees and giraffes and humans, they are just organic. But we are now trying to create inorganic entities, inorganic life forms, cyborgs, artificial intelligence, and so forth. If we succeed, and there is a very good chance we will, then very soon we will be beyond the God of the Bible.
Yep, you heard it correctly. That is Yuval Harari, the henchman of the World Economic Forum, the right-hand man to Klaus Schwab, describing how him and his technocratic billionaire buddies will be the new gods of this current world.
No, no more babies. No more babies. Remember? Yeah, so that's what Kamala Harris had said. State emergency, right? Too many people making babies. So, yeah. That's the way to stop the New World Order. But we have to inspire people to go live and talk about the issues that are at hand, right? And I'm proud of Luke Rudowski of We Are Change. He confronted, what's his name? The dude from WTC7, Larry Silverstein. He confronted Silverstein on WTC7. And if you look at the Alaska Fairbanks University report on WTC7, right, you'll see that they say that fire did not cause the collapse of WTC7. So there must be something else. And we will not forget Operation Northwoods. We will not forget Operation Gladio. We will not forget that you lied about the bodies being afloat at the Bay of Tonkin. We will not forget the so-called WMDs in Iraq. You know who used these weapons? We did. We will not forget Julian Assange, who is in prison because he let out some evidence on war crimes in Iraq. We will not forget. Okay? I throw myself in front of this machine we call society, and I say, screw you. You know, I'd rather not work alongside this machine, and I'm doing everything I can to inform people on what's going on in English or in Dutch. There are enough Dutch people watching that can understand English, so therefore I could also do it in Dutch, but then the international audience will not understand what I'm saying. So we're doing this in English. And there's so much more to tell, you know. The whole world is on fire. You know, let's take a look at my Facebook here. This is what they are planning to do in the Netherlands, right? In my beautiful, beautiful country. They want to make a tri-state area, you know, basically three big cities, and they need land, farmers' land, to do that. And this is not what I want, you know. I tried to warn the Dutch audience, do not vote, do not vote, do not vote, because if you vote, you give consent to what's happening. They have another agenda. You know, I've been shouting this for years. And people were like, nah, that guy's a conspiracy theorist, man. He's a conspiracy theorist, you know. So these are the plans, what they're planning for the Netherlands. Tri-state city network. So very, very sad to see. And the Dutch audience must know that these are the plans. We must do more demonstrations, right? So we can stop these idiotic plans, right? I never asked for this. There is no political party that has this in their agenda, you know. Holland City and a tri-state city network. Screw you, man. We're a country, okay? We're a damn country. We've been around since 1581. We were a republic before America was a republic, before France was a republic, before Germany was a republic. Now we're a monarchy. That's a step backwards, but still, we used to be a bright, shining light in Europe, and now we're doing everything we can to be on the international stage, right? So the politicians think up this year, this crappy idea, which none of the Dutch people ever voted for. Oh, man. This world is going to hell in a handbasket. But people are protesting. They're rising up, even in South Africa, right? And many people don't really know where that is. So we're going to show you guys. Here you have Africa. Somalia is the horn of the Africa. And over here, you have South Africa. and we found some images of South Africa. We put it on the timeline. I think it's still on. I think it's still on. So this is also very interesting. The line, right? Saudi Arabia wants to build a line in the north of the country, right? They want to build a line right over here that has connection to Egypt and stuff like that. Now, Khashoggi, that journalist that went to Turkey, he was against the line. He spoke out against the line. And maybe that's the reason why he was chopped into pieces. So let's see what else we got. 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? I don't give a damn. Next stop is Vietnam. Here we have Suriname, right? We already gave some information on that. Very, very big protests in Suriname. Very big protests in Suriname. And that's in South America for the people who are watching, right? Suriname is right over here in South America, right? And they also are in the Union of South American Nations, I guess. There are countries. Let's see, Argentina, Venezuela, Brazil, Bolivia, Colombia, Ecuador, Paraguay, Peru, and Suriname. Yep, you see. So they're also in the bloc, right? And the presidents are talking to each other and this and that. They want to make this centralized bloc, right? So every independent country is not independent anymore. I'm warning you people. This is on the agenda. Warning, warning. So let's take a look at this clown here, right? This is not Jim Carrey. This is Justin the Clown Trudeau, right? And we're going to put on the volume here. Justin wants to give a hand and doesn't get one.
Quick one.
I just want to shake hands. I just want to shake hands. Nah, you thought you had a friend, buddy. I did, Justin. Justine, I did. Excuse me.
So there you have a Canadian standing up against the Prime Minister, who is a false puppet, working for the World Economic Forum, not for the people, and trying to shake hands and this and that. And this Canadian female, she's like, I'm not going to shake your hand, Justine, But that is a good comment. But the next time, if you're watching, I believe that's Shanna Lee. Shanna Lee, the next time if you're watching, right, ask about the World Economic Forum. Ask what he does over there, Ask about Bilderberg. Ask about these shadow organizations, They may not answer that, but then they know that you know how the system works, So could be a warning sign, but very, very good that you confronted Trudeau. We're going to look at this again. And next time, ask a serious question about the Bilderberg Group or the World Economic Forum.
Quick one.
I just want to shake hands. I just want to shake hands. Nah, you thought you had a friend, buddy. I did, Justin. Justine, I did.
Looking at it, I thought it was Jim Carrey. Really, I'm not kidding. You know, stupid haircut. So you're basically blocking Canadians' bank accounts because they want freedom. They don't want any mandates anymore. So you are dictator Trudeau, Turdo. I'm going to call you Turdo, you know, because you're a turd. That's why. Trying to rule over my Canadian friends. Yeah, right. Canadians are proud people, like the Dutch are. So, let's see what else we got here. A sick icon. Yeah, this is the Dutch Minister of Health, and he was in the RHTVLive emergency task force. You know, when the pandemic was there, and he was like, "You got to take the needle, man. You got to take the needle here." And now he's Minister of Public Health, and now he says people above 66 or 60, but they don't need to take a shot, and this and that. So below 60. Kuipers geeft kwetsbare 60 minutes geen herhaalprik. Yeah, so below 60, nope. And above 60, nope, no shot for you, because then I am liable. So this is how they play the game, right? These very, very bad people. Let's see. We also had something that was tagged somewhere. Let's see. Here, Olaf was calling me. Here we have South Africa, right? Very, very big protests. They're blocking streets with all cars and buses and all that. And we're going to take a look. Here you guys go.
Please avoid Gray Street. Everyone's blocking Paul Street, right? Where's the police? There's no police, no army, no nothing. Please avoid.
We've seen this before in South Africa. Right? This was, I believe, last year. Big riots and stuff like that, and lootings and all that, you know. And now it's happening again. I believe the last riot was racially colored, right? And now it's not, I guess. I don't know. If you have a president singing, kill the boer, you know, kill the farmer. Yeah, it's been very bad in South Africa. A lot of, now I'm not going to distinguish black from white, right? Because we're all people. But a lot of white farmers needed to go away from South Africa. You know, people been killed and stuff like that. This is really happening. This is really happening. And luckily, there is a commission looking at the crimes of Zuma, right? This is what happens when you're in power. You know, you have crimes, basically. And you're not going to do anything about these crimes, of course, you know, because you need to stay in power, right? So let's see, Zuma, there you go, kill the boer. And yeah, we're probably going to get another warning from Facebook, but I don't care. I don't care. You know, Jacob Zuma is singing Kill the Farmer in South Africa at the Blauwfontein or Bloemfontein, not Blauwfontein, Bloemfontein, which is in the, we're going to look it up, Bloemfontein. There. Here you have Bloemfontein, right? So he's over there singing, kill the farmer, kill the farmer. And I don't care, Facebook, give me another warning, I don't care, because we're also broadcasting this on YouTube and other platforms. So you cannot stop the information.
Amandla! Awethu! Ozani sondelani ninenwinileyo. Sizobadubula ngembamba bazobaleka du. Sizobadubula ngembamba bazobaleka du. Kulipul sizokushaya uzotuthulwa kulipul sizokushaya uzobaleka du. Sizobadubula bazobaleka du. Sizobadubula bazobaleka du.
He thrived on hate, right? I mean, colonization of Africa was very, very bad, you know, but you cannot blame two or three generations on what happened a couple of 100 years ago. You know, I know you're frustrated. I know you want justice. I know you want to work. We have to work together. And this guy thrives on hate. And all these politicians thrive on hate. Right? Oh, Putin is bad. He's attacking another country. Let's take a look at Patrick Lancaster. Patrick Lancaster, who's on the ground in the east of Ukraine. And let's see what's going on over there.
I'm Patrick Lancaster, and right now we are in a little cottage vacation, you could say, area outside of Severodonetsk, more of a what they call dacha area here, where people come out of the city to relax in the summers. And we originally came here as part of another report, giving humanitarian aid out to people in need here. But we came across this man here who had been taken captive by Ukrainian soldiers. And we talked to him about his experience, and we thought this kind of deserved its own report to just let more people see about this story so they know exactly what they're looking at. Try to be most in-depth about it as possible, just to stick to the facts of what the people are saying. No opinions from our point of view, but just the facts. So please like this video, share, and subscribe. And now we're going to talk to them. Well, we've already talked to them, so we know what they said, but now you're going to hear what they had to say about the situation that happened to this man. Okay, again, we thought the report was going to be over, but we've got word from the civilians that there's another family it was just up the road. We came quite a bit up towards the next village, but we're stopping here. We heard there's a family of 3 that's in pretty bad condition, so we're going to give them some aid as well. Здравствуйте. Вас семья здесь, да? Сколько?
3 человека.
Да? Ага. Ну, мы слышим вас чуть-чуть тяжело здесь, но немного, но есть
спасибо,
помощь.
Спасибо большое.
Можно сказать, как обстановка здесь?
Обстановка у меня украинские военные споймали 3 или 4 числа и на расстрел вели.
The situation is that the Ukrainian soldiers captured me on 3rd of 4th, and they took me to be shot. We are supporting this. We as NATO are supporting this. I don't support this. I don't want this. I want this guy to have a peaceful life. Okay? I want this guy to be successful in life. But these globalists, they don't care about human life. You know, they do not care about you and me.
3 раза на расстрел.
3 times they took me to be shot. Did they shoot at you?
Мешок на голову одели.
They put a bag on my head near the clear lake. They said I was recon positions and began to accuse me of being a saboteur. Reconnaissing, I think, positions. So he's out there probably walking his dog, right? And then he sees a Ukrainian soldier. That guy grabs him and says, "Hey, you're walking around here, man. You're taking reconnaissance, and you're giving that to the Russians. Blah 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 blah." Whilst this guy is under gunshot, right?
Возле Чистого озера. Сказали, что я узнаю позиции, начали меня обвинять, что я диверсант. Я говорю, я местный, научу.
I told that I'm a local and was registered, that I'm ill. We can see that. And they said they would kill me if I pray I will live until morning.
В общем, больной, они сказали, будут меня убивать, молись, до утра доживешь. В погреб меня отвезли от Сиротина.
They took me into a cellar in Sirotino, where they have a 2-story house, and the commanders lived there.
Там у них 2-этажный дом, квартировались руководство. Начали издеваться надо мной.
They began to mock me, threaten me with a knife, beat me on the spine. They cut you. Yes, they began to cut. So these people are sadistic people, right? These are the evils that the biblical times express on, the evils of man. How can a man be so evil to another man that you never met before? How can you be so brainwashed to attack your own citizens? Am I saying Russia is right in this war? No. This war has expanded because we as an international community do not care about the Ukrainians. We do not care. You know, we send weapons to the wrong people trying to fight off the Russians. And are they allowed to do this? Well, not really. But they are doing it. You know, is America allowed to attack Libya without consent of Congress? I don't think so, but it did happen. Executive orders, right? Is America allowed to attack Syria? Nope, but they are there. You know? And if you look at Israel and Iran, for example, right? Israel says, you guys got like the Ayatollah there, and they want to destroy us, and blah 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 blah. Now, what happened in Iran, right? What happened over there? Well, you have Operation Ajax. Remember that? Operation Ajax? Probably not, right? Operation Ajax was an overthrow of the president of Iran, right? So there you have 1953 Iranian coup d'etat, right? Mohammad Mossadegh was overthrown and the Shah was put in power, right? So you have a Western puppet in Iran, which Israel liked, you know. But the people in Iran did not like that. They had a revolution against the Shah, and they put in power the Ayatollah, right? Now the Ayatollah is sponsoring Hezbollah in Lebanon. Do not forget, Syria was intervening in Lebanon because of the Israel PLO situation during the 1970s and early 80s and during the 1990s even, you know, so it's been a long, long war, and they still have no peace. And why is that? That is because they're stealing off land. Now, Donald Trump, like him or hate him, he gave the Golan Heights to Israel. Now, the Golan Heights is a disputed territory, right? Because it's in between three countries, Syria, Lebanon, and Israel. Now, Lebanon says, hey, this part of the Golan Heights is ours. Syria says all the Golan Heights of ours are ours. And Israel says we also want the Golan Heights. So, disputed territory, and Donald Trump gave it to Israel. Hey, still no. Stupid cat. Hey. Still. So there you have that, right? That's a sticky situation. And let's not forget that the president of Egypt was also assassinated during the time when Syria invaded Lebanon, right? So very, very, it's a hornet's nest in the Middle East. But even over there, they have an Arab Union, right? Arab countries coming all together and stuff like that, which is also a lobby group. So there you have it, people. This is how they want to control the world. And a lot of people are going to starve because of hunger and all that. And they're blaming the Ukraine war on everything. high gas prices, oh, it's Russia's fault. No, it's your own fault because Russia had the Nord Stream pipeline, right, which is here in the Baltic Sea, and it connects to Germany, and it's supposed to give gas from Russia to Germany, and the German economy is basically dependent on gas from Moscow. So we shot ourselves in the face, and same goes for the Netherlands. Now in the Netherlands we also have a gas pocket, right? It's in Groningen, and the gas from Groningen, which is here in the north, here we have Groningen. The gas from Groningen was supposed to be for the rest of the Netherlands. Now our prime minister says, nah, that gas is going to Germany and it's going to Denmark. So yeah, that's our export product. This is how we make money. So that's what's been happening. And there were many earthquakes and such in Groningen. And even our prime minister went to Groningen. He went to the wrong house, to the wrong people. And he's just a klutz, man. He really is a klutz. Let's see if we can find that. That's het verkeerde adres. He really is a klutz. So we're going to take a look at this here. He's at the wrong house in Groningen. Oh, it's a Facebook link. Okay. He's at the wrong address. Now, I kind of wonder, right, with Google Maps, you can basically find any street, right? Just type in something and you can find it. Now, are you telling me that the prime minister, who has like many, like the CIA, Dutch CIA, AIVD, NCTV, and all that, all these mechanisms of control, yet you cannot find the right address in Groningen? Really?
Mogen geen handen schudden?
Nee.
Doe het even zo met de elleboog.
Goedemorgen,
elleboog mag weg.
Zo doen we dat.
Dat gaat alleen Schots. Ja.
Premier Rutte komt elleboogje aantikken bij Henk en zijn Schotse vrouw Alison. Henk en Alison wonen tijdelijk in een huurwoning in Appingedam, want hun eigen huis is door de bevingen onbewoonbaar verklaard.
We have to be at this house in
In juni.
June. And then.
Maar Rutte heeft geen tijd om antwoord te geven, want hij is aan het verkeerde adres.
I'm expected to be at a different house. I thought it was this house. Okay. To speak with people who are suffering from the... Wij zijn toch net zo goed die gedupeerd. Ja, snap ik. Maar ik ga nu naar de mensen wachten.
Okay.
Thanks.
No.
So he's at the wrong house, right? We just typed in Bloemfontein. There you go. South Africa. And there you go. There you have Bloemfontein, right? War Museum of the Boer. Bloemfontein. So here you have basically the Bloemfontein part of South Africa, right? So you're telling me that our prime minister cannot find the right address? Really? Oh well, that's how it goes. And people are satisfied with that. No, I'm not. I'm not. This guy had been prime minister for 12 years, man, 12 years. They even said after a month, they said, Julius Caesar, you are a dictator. Well, he did change the constitution and stuff like that, but, he's been in power for a month, right? And our prime minister says, ik wil beste rest van mijn leven premier zijn. I'd like to be prime minister for the rest of my life, right? So right now we have cabinet Rutte 4, and I don't know how old this guy is going to be, but we're probably going to have cabinet Rutte 10 in the near future, because this guy does anything to stay in power, right? He said to the Dutch population, you will get 1,000 euros if you vote for me. And the people laying like sidewalks and the builders, they can go have a pension at 65 and all that, all of it was lies. Lies, 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 lies. They lied to you. And these people get voted in every time because the election is a scam. Okay? Someone has to say it, so I will. Democracy wasn't fought for someone to be king. No. Democracy was fought for the public to have say in what's happening in politics. Same as the Second Amendment. It's not there for hunting. It's there for if you have a tyrannical government. You can overthrow that as a population. But they don't tell you that, right? And over here in the Netherlands, we are unarmed. We have no weapons to defend ourselves from. This is how they can steal 1,675 kids from families. They don't care. They just want their agenda to be filled, their union to be made. That's what they want. Okay? People really need to realize this. They're on the way. The European Union was made, right? Now they're doing the same in the United States. Why do you think Chicago is a war zone? So the United Nations can come in with peacekeepers and all that. The Republicans have been stopping that because they understand the program. And I'm not saying Republicans are good, but they are better than the Democrats. So that's something to think about for November, right? And you have to be involved in politics. You got to be involved, not these people you never heard of, not these people that have money and influence and all that. No, that's not what politics is meant for. It's meant for the audience to involve themselves within the political situation, So, I think I've said enough for now. Let's see if there is something to chat about. Let's see. That's why the WEF puppets get rid of the farmers. Yep, indeed, Olaf, indeed. Olaf also has a link of the New York Times COVID lab leak in Wuhan. Thank you for showing us, Olaf. En helemaal stil, friends only. Volgens mij heb ik dat toch veranderd. But oh well, we'll keep on going. We'll keep on fighting the fight, you know, because it's still war. It's not technically it's not war because no bombs are falling. It's an ideological war, right? They want to confuse you and stuff like that. So we will never forget. We will keep on reminding people of what's happening in the world. That's why we are here. I hope you guys learned something. And thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. We are the resistance.